They said the Premier League was already tough.
We were not starving enough. The four pennies in a row, I felt the players, even the club, what's next? It looks like no. And it's a symptom. It's a lot of injuries. And when you are incredible focus, you want to be part, you want to win, you don't get injured.
But what we saw on match day 1 wasn't just tough, it was terrifying.
Back towards Haaland, 3-0. Super goal.
Erling Haaland, the Viking machine, walked onto the pitch like he owned it. And within minutes, he reminded the entire league exactly why he's the most feared striker alive.
Erling Haaland was still the top scorer. He just needs a bit better service because he knows where the back of the net is, and I think that's 7 goals now he's got on the opening day for Man City in the 4 games.
2 goals, cold, ruthless, inevitable. Haaland doesn't just score, he crushes teams. He now sits on 87 goals in just 98 games for Manchester City, 20 more than his closest rival Mohamed Salah since arriving in England. Think about that, 98 matches, 87 goals. That's not normal, that's domination.
Ball into Erling Haaland, he's got it too, Erling Haaland!
Every season, Haaland starts with a warning shot. This time, it wasn't a warning, it was a declaration of war.
Erling Haaland will not live up to the expectation. I am so bored.
Why won't he?
Because he isn't the player that everybody thinks he is. People are saying that he's going to win the Golden Boot. That is outrageous. It's so disrespectful to the establishment.
Why is that?
To turn up in a new league and win the Golden Boot. That would be a ridiculous achievement, and he isn't going to do it.
But here's where it gets truly scary. City aren't just about Haaland anymore. Enter Tijjani Reijnders. His debut? Pure chaos for the opposition. A maestro in midfield, dictating tempo, threading impossible passes, and then scoring like he's been Premier League for years.
Seeing him in the flesh, obviously the quality is outstanding. Lee and Graham talked about the goals, and we're going to look at the goals again soon. Absolute quality.
First touch, class.
Reijnders has done that well. The scoop pass as well is imaginative. Lewis, Haaland!
First assist, perfection.
And Reijnders continues the run, and back towards Haaland, 3-0.
First goal, lethal.
Reijnders, 2-0. He was scoring regularly in Serie A for Milan.
Guardiola called him the missing piece, and you could see why instantly.
Knows the Premier League, and Tijjani Reijnders is the first, but TJ, give us something like you miss it.
This isn't just one superstar carrying City. This is a partnership, a weapon with 2 blades. Haaland up top, Reijnders in the engine room, and together they look unstoppable.
Give me good players.
Yeah, it's always easier.
The rest, it doesn't matter. Because the good players can adapt and adjust, and we will adapt, the movements or the tactics or whatever stupid things we say the managers to the quality of the players.
The Premier League has been talking about the next great attacking duos, United with Sesko and Cunha, or perhaps Mbomo and Cunha. Chelsea with Joao Pedro and Cole Palmer.
Joao Pedro is changing lives, bro. I made it specific. I need a gunman up front, right? And this guy's shot volume was low, and he's picking up the ball in the half spaces, dropping into left wing, midfield, bright. And I was like, oh, maybe he's just not shooting and training too well. This brother's coming in. Bang, 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 bang. Obviously, he's a technical player, so the link up's perfect. Yeah. The dribbling's there, the movement, the IQ, but the finishing is changing lives, bro.
And Liverpool with Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz.
This could become the partnership of the next 3 or 4 years, right? As long as Mohamed Salah is still part of the team. Let's just say the next 2 seasons, just to get my numbers and contracts correct.
Meanwhile, Haaland and Reijnders haven't received as much media attention as the others, but what they've shown on the pitch has been far more powerful. Believe me, that is truly frightening. Because when Haaland is breaking every goal record in sight, and Reijnders is controlling every blade of grass, you're not just playing Manchester City, you're facing a storm. And if match day against Wolves was just the beginning, the rest of the league better start praying, because Haaland and Reijnders are here to shut it all down. In the Premier League this season, we're witnessing something that feels like a phenomenon, a constant hype surrounding new strikers arriving in England, and the buzz is unreal. At Manchester United, fans are already buzzing about Benjamin Šeško, Matheus Cunha, and Bryan Mbomo.
The mobility in the front areas now is something, as a defender, I'm looking at, and I'm thinking differently about Manchester United's front line. I'll be sitting there going, I'm going to have a physical presence up there. I'm going to have a physical test from all 3 positions, and I've got people that can run and move up there. They're mobile. They're the things I was asking for the last couple of years up there, more of that. And you have to say the recruitment team have delivered. They've absolutely delivered in that department in terms of the mobility, the pace, the power.
Over at Arsenal, there's wild excitement to see Victor Gyökeres leading the line.
And also, if he scored 50 goals last season, let's say he gets only 50% of that. That's 25 goals. You're a success. Do you know what I mean? Even if you only bring 50% of your goals.
Yeah, if he could score 30 Premier League goals next season, no question, he could score 30 Premier League goals. If he focuses in the Prem, he stays fit, Saka's distribution, Odegaard maybe has a fresh breath of life, Declan Rice, Zubimendi having more possession, more control on the Arsenal side, he could definitely get towards the high 20s and 30s.
Do you think this signing works? So you're saying that there's a chance that he'll score 30 Premier League goals. Do you also think there's a chance that he'll score 8 Premier League goals, or do you just think this is a success?
I'm more on the positive side.
Chelsea's supporters are falling in love with João Pedro's flair.
But he didn't need to, right? When you've got players like João Pedro who can step up and perform like that, that is an introduction to those Chelsea fans out there. João Pedro is not just a penalty kick taker, he apparently can score bangers as well.
While Liverpool left a sweet taste in everyone's mouth after Hugo Ekitike's debut.
Ekitike, in my opinion, if the two of these guys were to play the same amount of games, I would bet money with you that Ekitike scores more goals than João Pedro.
I'll take that bet.
You're
taking that? I'll take that bet. You're taking it?
Everywhere you look, new attacking names are exploding onto the scene, and the debate has already started. Who will be the standout striker of this season? And yet, in that conversation, you'll often hear people throwing in Mohamed Salah's name, or even putting these newcomers next to him. But let's be clear, comparing any of them to Erling Haaland right now is not just unfair, it's disrespectful. Because numbers don't lie, they tell the truth brutally, without sugarcoating anything. Across his club career, Erling Haaland has already scored 261 goals in 330 matches, a ratio that is beyond ridiculous.
Something's up then! Haaland!
In the Premier League alone, the Norwegian has delivered 126 goals and 21 assists in 147 matches for Manchester City. That's domination, plain and simple. Now let's hold those numbers next to the rest of this new Premier League hype generation. Victor Gyökeres, a strong striker, but with 220 goals in 396 matches, nowhere near Haaland's efficiency. And most of those goals came in the Portuguese league. João Pedro, he's still growing with 67 goals and 21 assists in 219 matches. A long road ahead. Benjamin Šeško, super promising, yes, but his tally sits at 100 goals and 26 assists in 225 matches. Good, but not historic.
He has a number for Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Like control the last decade, 20, 50 years, absolutely everything. And in terms of numbers, it's that level. So I don't know how he does, but scoring 100 games, 91 goals is something in Premier League. You know that in this country is unbelievable.
Matías Cunha, he's put together 72 goals and 44 assists in 272 matches. Respectable, but nowhere near lethal. Brian Mbeumo, he's crafted 84 goals and 55 assists across 290 matches. Solid, but still far away from the Vikings level. And Hugo Ekitike, very exciting, with 51 goals and 26 assists in 153 matches, but still learning the ropes. And here's the kicker. Since arriving in the Premier League in 2022-23, Erling Haaland is sitting with 87 goals in just 98 matches. His closest challenger, Mohamed Salah. And he's already 20 goals behind with 67 in the same period. To put it in perspective, Haaland just became the all-time top Premier League scorer in Pep Guardiola's Manchester City.
I said personally that Erling Haaland is the most valuable player of this team. I still think, that's me, boss, I still think that Kevin is the most important player. Can you even explain how he thinks or what he sees or how he is as a player? Because I struggle at times because it's very difficult to understand engineers.
Me too. Me too, yeah.
And we're not stupid, right?
No, me too.
So why?
He's a special person, so sensitive, and he's reliable in many things. So what they have done these seasons, many years, without him would be almost impossible.
He's got 87 goals already, surpassing Raheem Sterling's 85, and Sterling needed 194 matches to get there. Even Sergio Kun Aguero, the legend himself, required 125 games to reach 82 goals. Haaland crushed that record in less than 100. This isn't hype, this isn't potential, this is destruction in real time. And when people ask who the best striker in England is right now, the debate is already over. Tijjani Reijnders arrived in the Premier League, carrying the badge of being the best midfielder in Italy. His signing by Manchester City for £46 million was big news.
Yeah, they contacted my father near the end of the season, and they were looking for a number 8. And for me, it was not a big doubt if I wanted to join Manchester City. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world right now, and the choice was in the end was easy to make. Of course, Milan will always be in my heart. I had 2 really good seasons there, met very nice people, but you have also look the sportive way, and I want to reach some goals in my career, and I think I can reach those here quickly.
But let's be honest, it wasn't as flashy as Liverpool, dropping £116 million on Florian Wirtz, the Bundesliga's crown jewel for the last 3 seasons.
You know what the big problem is? If Liverpool get Wirtz, it's done.
It's done. Is this your bold shout?
Have you seen him?
Oh yeah, of course I have, yeah.
The Dutchman, though, wasted no time making noise. After scoring twice in pre-season against Palermo, he went straight into the Premier League spotlight. Against Wolves, Reijnders delivered a man-of-the-match debut, becoming only the second City player, after Sergio Aguero in 2011, to score and assist in his very first Premier League match. That's how massive his impact was from the start.
It's a lovely ball, and they've got 2 men in the middle.
Statistically, last season at AC Milan, he produced 15 goals and 5 assists numbers, slightly behind Cole Palmer's 18 goals and 14 assists. Florian Wirtz's 16 and 15, Bruno Fernandes' outrageous 19 and 19. On paper, Reijnders lags a bit, but context matters. He was stuck in a Milan side with no direction under Sergio Conceição, while the others had elite coaches shaping them, Arteta with Ødegaard, Amorim with Bruno, Xabi Alonso with Wirtz, and Enzo Maresca with Palmer. Now under Pep Guardiola, the difference is night and day. In match week 1, he created the first big chance, dropped an assist and scored a rocket. Not even Palmer with João Pedro, Wirtz with Salah, Fernandes with his forwards, or Ødegaard with Gyökeres pulled that off. The good players adapt, the great ones only need a ball at their feet. And alongside Haaland, Reijnders just proved City pulled off one of the bargains of the decade.
One of the best central midfielders in the league.
And he locks
top 3. He's top 3 at the moment.
You see him, he enters this almost flow state in games where he's almost in a trance, man. Where everything he does is just smooth, and he's so focused and aware of the players around him. And it's totally different to the player we saw when he first arrived at Milan, when he wasn't passing. Remember, we used to criticize Reijnders saying he never picks out the pass, he's always going for that shot.
He only...
Totally different. The growth has been ridiculous.
And there's only sensational passes that he gives at the moment, man. Everything he's touching is turning to goal.
Tijjani Reijnders had the dream debut. The Dutchman controlled the tempo, broke Wolves' midfield lines, and capped it with a goal and an assist. Alongside him, Oscar Bob reminded everyone of his class with silky touches and vision, while Erling Haaland did what he does best: score goals. Wolves thought they had shocked Pep Guardiola's team early on when Marshall Munetsi headed in, but VAR pulled it back for offside.
First time cross, Munetsi! The offside. Marshall Munetsi finds the bottom corner with the offside flag.
That was the wake-up call City needed. In just 3 minutes before half-time, Reijnders fed Haaland for the opener and then struck himself with a thunderous finish.
Look at those players coming forward. Haaland goes one way, Reijnders goes the other. Reijnders, 2-0.
The second half was business as usual. Haaland grabbed his brace with a ruthless strike, making it 4 years in a row scoring on Premier League opening day.
Back towards Haaland, 3-0. Super goal!
Then came Rayan Cherki's debut moment, a smooth finish after a quick 1-2, sealing a statement 4-0 victory.
Back to him again, and he finishes! Wow, what a player!
What did Reijnders just do? The Premier League got the message loud and clear.
Tijjani, we saw the assist today, the goal today. Do you set a target? Do you kind of go into a season with a number in mind of goals to score?
Yes, of course, but I will always keep it for myself.
In a 4-0 demolition of Wolves, Tijjani Reijnders wasn't just involved, he was the architect. He orchestrated the first goal, scored the second, delivered the assist for the third, and put in the legwork for the fourth. That's not a debut. That's a statement. And the craziest part, he did it all with an almost casual elegance. In front of a roaring Molineux crowd, against a team pressing like maniacs, the Dutchman looked like he never even left third gear. The only other City debutant to score and assist on his Premier League debut was Sergio Aguero back in 2011. But back then, players like Kuhn looked alien, untouchable, like football gods sent to earth. Today, the Premier League is supposed to be harder, faster, more brutal. It's not meant to look this easy anymore. Every player needs time to adapt to the league's chaos, especially in midfield, the most demanding position of all. Yet here was Reijnders, 27 years old, barely 2 years in a top 5 European league, bossing the game as if he had been here forever. And then there's the price. When average rotation players in the top 6 now cost £55 million, City got Reijnders for £45 million. A bargain in today's market, and a transfer Milan will regret every time they watch City this season. Of course, it wasn't luck. City's new director of football, Hugo Viana, had him in his sights for years, even back when Reijnders was still at AZ. Barcelona wanted him too, but City's persistence, their vision, and their scouting network tipped the balance. From John Gannon's glowing reports in Italy to Viana's insistence that he was the missing piece, everything led to this debut. And the Premier League has just been put on notice. Reijnders isn't here to adapt, he's here to dominate. If Pep Guardiola ever worried about losing Ilkay Gundogan's brain in midfield, Tijjani Reijnders may have just erased that fear. Gundogan was Pep's very first signing at Manchester City, the man who understood his football like no one else. Some even say he could end up as part of Guardiola's staff when he retires. But on Saturday, watching from the bench, he might have seen a younger version of himself out there in full control of City's engine room. Reijnders didn't just bring legs and energy to a midfield that looked tired last season. His brilliance was all about vision and disguise. On the opening goal, he picked up the ball on the halfway line and pretended to pass in 4 different directions. A short ball to Bernardo Silva, a through ball to Haaland, a diagonal to Rico Lewis, and a wide pass to John Stones. Each feint forced Wolves defenders to step back, breaking their shape. Then came the magic touch, a quick La Croqueta, the Iniesta trademark move, gliding past 2 players before exploding into space. Minutes later, he made it 2-0. After Oscar Bob stole the ball, the counter was on. Haaland went one way, Reijnders the other. The Dutchman got the pass, 20 yards out and wide of goal, but instead of panicking, he coolly guided the ball into the far corner. Pure class. And when City grabbed their third, it was his delicate scoop over the Wolves' backline that unlocked the play for Haaland to finish. In the second half, when Guardiola was unhappy with the team's control, it was again Reijnders who carried City forward. He dropped into space, brought the ball down from the sky, linked up with Bob, and then slipped in Haaland with a blind pass. The Norwegian did the rest. Even for Turkey's debut goal, Reijnders was involved. He sprinted down the right flank, combined in tight spaces, and kept running behind the defence. His cross created chaos, and seconds later, Turkey smashed in City's fourth. This wasn't luck. This was intelligence, composure, and dominance. Wolves fought hard, but Reijnders simply tore them apart. And the scary part? This is just the beginning. The Premier League has been warned. Now pay very close attention, because just imagine this. Tijjani Reijnders, the new Dutch maestro, making a perfect match with this man Erling Haaland. The striker who doesn't just play football, he bends history to his will.
Iron break with Erling Haaland, who could be in on goal here. This is Erling Haaland, makes no mistake!
From the very moment he landed in Manchester, Haaland has rewritten the sport. In his very first season, he won the Golden Boot.
Always I said that the Ballon d'Or had to be 2 sections. One for Messi, done. And after look for the other one. So Haaland should be win. Yes or yes. So we won the treble because scored 50, million goals. But of course, Messi, if you tell me the worst season of Messi is the best for the rest of the players. So both deserve it. So what can I say?
Became the top scorer across all of Europe's top 5 leagues. Conquered the Premier League. Conquered the Champions League. And delivered the greatest moment in Manchester City's history, the treble. That's not hype, that's fact. This is a 25-year-old who once scored 9 goals in a single U20 World Cup match for Norway.
It's Haaland again!
A a machine who rattled in 86 goals in just 89 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. The fastest man ever to hit 100 goals in the Premier League, done in only 94 games.
Give me one advice, what would it be? One advice. In the box, there is nothing that you can learn. What to do is second to none. But back to the goal, going on to your right sometimes, making the runs where you don't want to go. There's some stuff that you can learn. If he starts to go on his right and finishing with his right across the same run that he makes on the left, it's over. He will score 100 goals. Honestly, I agree, because don't forget I'm 22.
The fastest to score 40 in the Champions League.
What you're asking them to improve on, or Haaland to become an all-round player, number one, does he want to do that? Do you think he cares about being that? And also, do you think his manager cares about him doing that?
I played with Zlatan and Pep when he was obviously the coach of Barcelona. He got rid of Zlatan for him saying that maybe he wasn't the 9 and he was looking for, and he went to get David Villa. I don't know what's the discussion between the two, obviously, when they are behind closed door, what is asking him. But look, as I said, they won the treble with him. So you have to give him that respect. But the jury is still out.
The record holder for the most goals in a Premier League season, 36. And when you add it all together, 52 goals in all competitions during that campaign, the highest ever by a Premier League player.
All I can say is congratulations. Scored 300 goals at 24 years old. It's quite good, right? Listen, this manager, now his manager, was an incredible football player. You are so young, you didn't see me. He scored 11 goals in 11 years. So imagine that situation. So I admire a lot the good strikers. So happy for Erling and for goal again and for his involved, for the short spaces. Yeah, it was good.
But the records don't stop there. 3 hat-tricks in just 8 league matches, obliterating Michael Owen's mark of 48. 49 goals in 48 Champions League games, the best strike rate in the tournament's entire history. And when Leipzig dared to test him in Europe, he produced 5 goals in just 63 minutes.
It's got a long way to go. Haaland again! He's gone now! This is incredible! It's the Erling Haaland show, and he's not stopped yet!
Only for Guardiola to pull him off before he shattered Messi's record. That's the level we're talking about. A man who had to be stopped by his own coach to protect history.
If he achieves these milestones and these records with 22, 23 years old, will be boring his life. So now I have a target to do it in the future, here and everywhere. So that's why I make a substitution. I didn't know it was with Messi, with Leo, happened against Leverkusen. They told me in the flash interview. But I make a substitution because normally when the game is over, I want to let them play as much players as possible.
And it's not just the numbers, it's the way he does it. In the box, he's ice cold. Every movement calculated, every finish lethal. No panic, no wasted touches. His variety is terrifying. Left foot, right foot, volleys, headers, he scores them all. His timing on runs is surgical. He attacks spaces before defenders even realise where the ball is going. Physically, he's a paradox. 1.94 metres tall, yet accelerating like a winger. Impossible to stop in full stride. His body is a weapon pinning defenders, spinning, breaking lines with raw power. And when the ball goes in the air, he hangs there like gravity has no claim on him. Yet Haaland isn't just about goals. His simple layoffs create room for De Bruyne, Foden, and now Reijnders. His presence alone pulls entire backlines out of shape. He doesn't need 50 touches. He touches the ball 25 times in a game and still decides it with 2 moments. Statistically, he's an alien. A shot conversion of 22 to 23%, far beyond the elite average. More than half his attempts land on target, and in the area, nearly half his touches lead to a direct goal involvement. This isn't just a striker, this is inevitability wrapped in a sky blue shirt. This is Erling Haaland, the man every defence fears, the man who has turned Manchester City into a nightmare factory for the rest of world football. Haaland and Reijnders are not just star signings, they are the new backbone of Manchester City. One guarantees the most ruthless finishing of the modern era. The other brings the compass every champion needs. Reijnders links the lines, breaks pressure, and speeds up the game with surgical vision. Haaland turns any pass, any half yard of space, into a death sentence. Together, they are brain and hammer, the idea and the execution. The Dutchman delivers the vertical ball Guardiola has always searched for, and the Norwegian is the monster who finishes it. If City were frightening before, Now they have an engine that creates and a weapon that destroys. The Premier League already knows Haaland's power, but it hasn't yet seen what he can do with a partner like Reijnders. In Guardiola's new rebuild, this duo is the symbol of a dynasty that won't end anytime soon. That's why all of England must fear them. This isn't just an attack, it's an apocalypse waiting to happen.